After years of building my mountain bike flow trail, I asked you, what should I build next? And the verdict is in. You want tech. I'm talking chunky rock gardens, rock drops, and other raw and natural features. But there's just one problem. My current trail doesn't have any rocks. Sure, I could bust my ass hauling them over from a rocky area, but why not make my life easier and build a trail where the rocks are? So I'm starting work on a second trail with a focus on raw and natural features. And to kick things off, I'm building a log ride followed by a rock drop. This trail will be more technical, but what exactly is a tech trail? Stick around to find out as I transform this Australian bushland into a mountain biker's dream. When it comes to mountain bike trail building, rock drops can be a pretty easy feature to build. The hardest part is often finding the perfect rock that fits within the trail. That's why I got really excited when I found one on the property. Check this out. This is the rock ledge that I found, and the plan is to drop off the highest part here and land somewhere down here. Now, it might not be the biggest rock drop in the world, but I'm 2 meters tall, which is about 6.5 feet. So it's reasonable enough and should be a bit of fun. The first thing to do is just clear up all this crap around it. It's hard to tell just how big this rock is with so much of it hiding under the dirt. So I grabbed a broom and brushed it clean to give you a better look. I'm pumped with this. I've cleared the area and it's looking awesome. We have a run-in coming down straight off the rock, but I've got a problem. You might have noticed that the landing is a bit flat, so I've saved these logs so I can build up the landing and make it steeper, which means this is gonna be a gap, but I'm not sure how big I can build the gap until I know how much speed we'll have coming from the log ride. At this point, you're probably wondering, what log ride? Well, I found this old fallen tree above the rock drop that will require some technical skills to balance on when you ride along it. It should be a really fun start to the tech trail. The log is pretty bloody old now and kind of rotting, but I think it should be solid enough for me to ride my bike on. Because the log is so thick, I should be able to ride along it without having to do any work to it. The only thing I do need to do is build a bridge from the start of it down to the ground. And to do that, I'm gonna need to remove one of these big knobs. If you wanna know one of the quickest ways to blunt a chainsaw chain, then try cutting through dirty wood. I try to keep mine sharp, so I remove as much dirt from the roots as possible. It looks like that cut should work, so now I just need to build a bridge, and doing that, I think I should be able to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. The rock drop comes after the log, and to get there, we have to cut through these bushes. But in the middle of them is this pile of logs blocking the way. So I need to clear them, and I plan to use the wood to build the bridge. The log I have my eye on is at the bottom of the stack, and I'll need to cut it in half lengthways. From the way the chainsaw is cutting through the wood, I can tell that something isn't right with the log. All right, I think I've got it cut in half the entire way, but I've got a pretty bad feeling that it's rotten on the inside and I won't be able to use it as I planned. That is one ugly piece of wood. It's so hollow. Those white ants have just eaten all the inside out of it. Oh well, I'll clean it up, drag it to the site, and then I'm gonna knock off for the day and work out if the ugly log is usable tomorrow. It's the following day, I'm back at the log ride, and I think I've worked out how to use this piece of wood for the bridge. Because the log is hollow and you can't ride up the center like I was hoping, I'm gonna build it more like a traditional ladder bridge, which means I'm gonna screw down planks for the riding surface. Oh yeah. Okay, that kind of actually worked, but I think I did it too far that way, which means I might need to remove this chunk because as you ride up, there's a good chance you're gonna clip your pedal on it. Apparently I've got the world's bluntest drill bit. All right, so I buried the end of it, and I know there's probably a lot of trail builders out there that are just shaking their heads. Yes, I know that's not the best way to do things. Pretty much, I have created a drain that's going to catch water, flow straight down, create a muddy puddle down here, and things will get rotten. But I'm honestly not too worried about it. This is just supposed to be a sketchy, quick build, and it's not supposed to last forever. So we'll see how she goes. With a sketchy bridge in place, now we need decking for the riding surface. And I had one 6-meter piece of wood left over from a previous build, which the drop saw made short work of. And with the decking cut to size, all I needed to do was lay them out and screw them down. Okay, so that's definitely not my best work. In fact, it's probably some of my worst work, but it's sketchy, and that's what this trail is supposed to be, like quick, sketchy builds. Now, I definitely wouldn't do something like this in a bike park. But for a backyard trail, it's fine. With the bridge complete, it's time to clear the trail leading to the top of the rock drop. The path cuts straight through that pile of logs, so I got to work clearing it out. But as I'd find out later, there's more than just dirt and wood hiding in piles like this. Something far more slippery and dangerous was waiting underneath. The trail is cleared behind me, and I had planned to bench cut it and smooth it out, but this is supposed to be a tech trail, so leaving it raw and natural with those rocks and the off camber makes more sense. It's going to be a little bit harder to ride, a bit spicier, but that's the whole point of this trail, so let's see how it goes. I'm not going to test the log ride just yet. I'm going to focus on that connection trail and seeing if that raw natty line works. But most importantly, I want to find out how much speed I've got going into that drop so we can work out where to place that landing. Out of the way, Aggie. That's the way, keep moving. All right, here we go. Oh yeah, that is sick. As fun as those tests were, they weren't actually helpful for the speed of the drop. By the time you've gone around that corner, you're already on the brakes, just skidding to a stop, otherwise you would fall over the edge. So I just really couldn't get a good idea of how much speed you were gonna have going into this thing. Tomorrow I'm gonna come back, start stacking up some logs, eyeball it, and see if that works. I'm actually really pumped on this. This is sick. After eyeballing where I thought the landing should go, I got to work stacking those logs that I had saved earlier with a goal of creating a box to hold the dirt in place. Cutting grooves with the chainsaw allowed the logs to lock into place. All right, that's looking pretty good. Wonder if that's high enough. Check it out, the box landing is looking schmick, and I think it's about ready for dirt. I do have a little concern, and I think I may have built it too close to the takeoff, but there's a couple of optical illusions going on here. The takeoff is on a downward slope, so you're not gonna jump as far off it. So I think I'm actually just gonna go fill it with dirt and give it a test ride. If I massively overshoot it, then I'm gonna push that landing back as far as I need. Let's start a time lapse. Water is incredibly important when it comes to trail building. Too much of it and it can wash away your trail. Not enough of it and you won't be able to get the dirt to pack down solid. My dirt is so dry that I need to bring my own water, but getting it to the build site is a mission. I hike it up from the creek 40 litres at a time, and it's very slow going. There's even a barbed wire fence in the way, which I'm going to have to build a feature over, so let me know in the comments what you think it should be. I'm thinking a big seesaw. This is going to need so much water, and I need to make sure it mixes through well. Ooh, what a beautiful shovel. Time for some shovel cam. Whoa. By digging at the bottom and dumping it at the top, I've pretty much doubled the length of the landing. Now that it's full of dirt, I can really visualize it, and I think the geometry is off slightly. I reckon if I remove that top log, it will make the landing a little bit lower and not as steep, and it should smooth things out. I'm gonna give it a go and we'll see if it works. If it doesn't, I can just put it back. How's it looking? Oh yeah, that's looking better. The landing's pretty solid now. I think it's a little bit too flat. Before it was just a little bit too steep, so somewhere in between would be the perfect spot. But I do have the new bike which has longer travel, so I'm gonna give this a try before I make any more changes. I'm pretty flogged. I'm gonna go have a beer, recuperate some energy, and come back, and tomorrow we can test ride this whole thing. Log ride, rock drop, it's gonna be sick. Stay tuned. It's the following day, and now the only thing that's left to do is test ride these features, and I've got a plan to do that. I haven't ridden my bike for a while, let alone hit a drop, so I'm gonna go cut a lap of my other trail and warm up on a couple of those drops, and then we'll come back here and send it. There are 3 drops on the Snake Run Trail that I want to warm up on. While I push to the top of the trail, let me tell you about my Cutlaps Christmas sale. I've got huge discounts on all my Cutlaps t-shirts. They are super high quality, really comfortable to wear, and they've been professionally screen printed so they won't peel in the wash. I've got adults and kids sizes, plus mudguards and sticker sheets, so there should be something for everyone. I ship globally, but if you want to get them before Christmas, you better order quickly because global shipping times can take a while. Buying Cutlaps merch really supports the channel, and I can't thank you guys enough. And Christmas has come early for Aussie Biking, who left this comment in the previous video. And if you want to win a Cutlaps t-shirt, make sure you like, subscribe, and most importantly, leave a comment down below. I'll let you guys know who wins in the next video. All right, now let's hit this drop. All right, here we come. First drop. The stump drop. First build. Whoa, okay. I actually felt a bit wonky off that stump drop, so I'm gonna go hit it again. I'm glad I'm warming up. That was better. This next drop, while it's not the biggest, it's definitely one of the most fun drops on any trail ever. Yes! Oh, that's a good section of trail. All right, the next drop I want to hit is the Tashi drop because it's one you can hit with a lot of speed. Oh, that was bad. Here it is. Oh my God. Okay, that was a bit sketchy, but I still felt in control going over the drop and stuff, so screw it. I think we should go test ride the new features. I'm setting up cameras to film test riding these features for the first time, and in this log pile that I cleared the other day was a red belly black snake. So now I know that it lives in this old log. I just watched it slither up inside. That's hectic. Oh, let's keep going. All right, first test ride. I'm gonna hit the log, then we're gonna stop on top of that drop just to get a feel for it. And now I also need to watch out for that bloody snake under the log. I do not want to run that over. All right, let's go. Oh, yes. Oh, that was dodgy. Snake. Oh, I don't know. All right, this is going to be first attempt at the drop. It's always nerve-wracking hitting something for the first time.
they've just built because no one's hit it before, so you just don't know if it's gonna work or whatever. So I'm a bit shaky, but I think I've got this. I think I've got this. You got this. It's a fun rock drop. It's fun, it's fun, it's fun. Oh, I nearly died. Oh my God. That's sketchy. All right, so first test, not super smooth. Can't remember too much about it, but I survived. So let's go back, clean it up. Maybe this time I'll be able to remember a bit more about what actually happens on the takeoff.
I'm calling it. That was a huge success. The log ride was a hell of a lot of fun. That rock drop is awesome. The final time I hit it was super smooth. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe because next week I'm working out what the hell to do with all that speed coming down through these trees. Because the next section is a technical rock garden. Don't forget to buy some Cutlaps merch for Christmas, and I'll catch you guys next time.